guys, welcome back to the channel Strip, where we channel our energy into learning new things and strip away negative misconceptions. In today's video, I'm just going to be reacting to a score that I made, a 30-second score, specifically to basically expatiate on a point that I learned myself. Now, you guys are well aware that this channel is actually more or less me documenting my journey, documenting my progress, and documenting my learning experience. So, what happened was back a couple of months ago, I'll include the link in the description. I scored a short video to an animation of I suppose a young guy sort of trying to steal an egg from a chicken, right? And so in that video, I go through the moments, I go through the hit points. I was actually a good example of where I sort of used marketing and stuff, and I already did a video on that. Now I had sent that video to someone that I admire, a composer, who actually composes for a lot of different genres as well as composes for animation. Now he's a very great guy because he's been doing this back and forth thing with me, so he's more or less my pen pal, and so he's been very great because he's given me feedback on my music, detailed feedback, useful feedback that I have learned from. Now, over the last couple of months, I'm still learning and sort of just reading back over those emails and seeing, okay, what did I miss this time? So one of the things that he had actually said to me on that email was very good point, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it out. Okay, so he basically said, I noticed that you keep the music going until the fade to black. So it feels like you're following the images more than you are following the characters. In most cases, you want the audience to connect with the characters. So I will always try to step in the shoes of the characters. Then he gives an example of a video where he done this himself. I'll include that link in the description box. I was scoring the situation as an observer instead of stepping in the shoes of the main character. So what he did there was really open my mind to what I should be doing as a composer. Previous to that email, I was scoring my music sort of picture to picture, picture to picture, scene to scene. I was going with what was happening on screen and what I felt should be translated in the music. Now, what he was saying was, look at it from a deeper point of view. Look at it from the point of view of a character. What's the character feeling? The character feels overwhelmed. The music should reflect that sense of an overwhelming, overdriving sort of vibe. Character feels sad, the music should be sad, rather than what I was doing, which was if the scene displayed a guy who was downcast and sad and gloomy, then my music would be sad and gloomy, rather than say if the scene was relatively lively but the character in that scene was unhappy, then play unhappy music. So I hope you guys see the difference in what he was trying to tell me to do versus what I was naturally doing. Now, obviously, that comes with just sort of learning on the go by yourself. So that's a very powerful tool for myself, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So what I did then was I took that a step forward and I said, okay, so there's obviously different things to score to. You can score the picture, which was what I was doing. You can score the character's mood, which is what he was suggesting. But then I realized you can clearly score the dialogue, and so that's what I did in this video. So I'm going to skip to that video now. I scored to the dialogue. I want you to see if you can pick that up, if you can pick up when I was entering, if you can pick up when I was exiting, if you can pick up what I was scoring to. I was scoring not to how the characters felt, and not to what I was seeing on screen, but to what they were saying, scoring to dialogue. So you guys watch that now, and then we'll come back and have a chat about how it went. So do that there.
Now just cut off her annoying head, and this body will be all mine. Or we both die. Not really sure what the rules are. Why, Bart?
Okay, so guys, you've watched that there, and you've sort of had to listen to it and see what I was going for.
Oh, if I could just live inside that head, so full of noble thoughts.
Okay, you guys have watched that video there, and so you've seen the score. and you've heard what I've played. Again, not that fantastic, but it is what it is. I encourage you to sort of download it, and I can put that up in a Google Drive. Comment and leave a comment if you want that file, and because I pasted it from different sources, and then you guys can have a shout at scoring the same thing and seeing what you come up with. Okay, that's great. Now let's see what I was trying to do.
Sal just cut off her annoying head, and this body will be all mine. Or we both die. Not really sure what the rules are. Why?
Okay, or we both die. He's unsure. He's not really sure what's going on, according to his speech, what he's saying, according to his dialogue. So, brought in the trumpets there. Not the best. Actual musically, not the best I've ever done or could do. Not the best choice of instruments. Really, what I was trying to demonstrate there was the unknownness, the whole bring up the energy of. He had been speaking monotonously, and then he was like, maybe not. So that's what I was trying to show with the trumpets and the horns there, is the whole sort of change to I'm not so sure. So again, that's just an example, my example of scoring the dialogue.
I thought we were friends. Brother can never be friends with his sister. Are you really, really sure? I'm afraid I am. Well then, I guess I have no choice.
Okay, two things happening there. The piano is going on. Lisa's speaking. Lisa's unhappy. She's disappointed in her brother. She's like, why would you do this? How could you do this? And the piano is demonstrating that sort of oh no type of situation. It's nice to hear that transition when she starts talking about, well, fine then type of a response. And straight away you hear the music change, the dynamic change, or at least I attempted to create that sort of transition where it went from sad to happy, and made that as smooth as I could. But you can sort of hear that there, and again, scrubbing to that. If you're watching it, like it's not completely different. I mean, it's still in line, but you know, I could be scoring, say, to the dramatization of that what's that thing? The wheel that's coming to cut them in half. You know, it could be very dramatic music if I wanted to score to picture. I could make this very, very dramatic and make this rather scary, but rather I'm following what they're saying.
Because in a head-to-head battle, the one with the most brains wins.
Head's cut off, and she's like, "Oh," and I score to that, and back to the piano piece to sort of demonstrate that again. So it's fairly straightforward what I'm trying to do. Okay, it's fairly straightforward. Score to the dialogue and not to the scene. So yeah, that sort of clarifies that, I suppose. So what I was trying to do there with the piano was, you know, the piano was sort of saying she's disappointed, she's sad. You know, he's saying he's not happy, he's not going to help her, and that's what I was trying to drive home with the piano piece there. Again, scoring specifically to dialogue. And then you can hear the transition there very rapidly where it turns into happiness. Well, not happiness, but sort of mischievous sort of piano piece there with the whole disappointment vibe going on. Okay, moving on.
If I could just live inside that head, so full of noble thoughts.
Actually, ending off there, I didn't actually score to what Simpson. I didn't score to what Homer said. I actually scored to the scene of him, you know, fighting with the aliens. So that was not a score to dialogue. It was more a score to scene, score to picture. So listen, that's everything I wanted to go through with you guys today. As I said, a short video, but I hope you learned something there, because I think it's a powerful tool to have and something important to know, and it's something that I myself didn't know, which is, I'll go over them again. You can score to picture, you can score to characters' response and characters' emotions and mood, like my pen pal told me. And shout out to him. I'm going to include a link to his YouTube channel in the description so you guys can follow him and listen to his stuff. And three, what I was trying to drive home, my realization there was you can score to dialogue. So I hope that was helpful in, you know, getting you on your journey to scoring for animation. Alright guys, remember to channel your energy to learning new things and strip away all those negative misconceptions. Have a good one.